Okay. What am I doing? I'm always kind of here just waiting for people. I don't know what my motivation. Jamie!
Yo!
What are you wearing?
What Will told us to wear.
No, Will specifically said to me, wear your casual die rolling top.
Right. Will has either got the dates wrong or you can't read. Because in the last one, I was wearing my die rolling top and you told me that Will told you it's casual, but he told me it was die rolling. I think he's trolling us.
It's because your wife got rid of shopping list.
Listen,
She sold it and he's taken it really hard.
he has taken it hard. You know, I never seen a grown man cry, but the tears coming off him was
Just, and it was blood he was crying as well, which
Yeah.
is really, really bizarre. Hello and welcome
Hello.
to Die Rolling.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm not Jamie, I'm Adam.
So, do you know what? It's super hot in here.
It is really hot.
Yeah, like really hot. Like I've had to brought a tissue because I'm literally
you might not be able to
sweating.
see with the high definition camera we have here, but he is literally sweating.
So that can only mean two things. One, hell is about to freeze over, or two, you brought Fireball Island, the curse of something.
Vul-Kar.
Vul-Kar!
Not Vul-Kar. It's not a German guy from the Nazi guys.
Vul-Kar.
Vul-Kar. So this is Fireball Island, the curse of Vul-Kar.
Vul-Kar.
That's going to keep going all night. So, yeah, we're playing a game. We played this before.
We played it before and we put some photos up on our Instagram accounts and on Facebook, and a lot of people had a shout out saying that looks like it's such a cool game, can you give it a review? So
Yeah.
we thought,
Let's give it a review, right?
yeah, it was, I enjoyed playing it, I'm happy to play it again.
So here we are, right?
Yeah, so Will apparently is going to get here, but let's get the game done before, because last
Before he
time,
gets in, yeah.
yeah, he flicked a ball in my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really hurt. He's pretty
marble.
mean. A marble in my eye.
Because this game has marbles. They can't see the board yet, so when you say they don't realise there's marble. He flicked a marble in his eye.
Yeah, it really hurt a lot. Like, probably because of the Chopin list.
He was very angry.
Yeah.
About it. Like.
He was. It was awkward.
Right, let's get to the table.
Let's go!
Right, so I'll quickly explain, really quickly, in a quick fashion, what this game is. So, this is the island, which we're basically treasure hunters. We're going on here in our little characters there. We start off in a helicopter, and basically we're going around the island and we're trying to get as many treasures as possible of the same type of treasure and get off the island. So we do this by playing a bunch of cards, and the cards have a top thing, which is how many spaces you can move, and a bottom thing, which is like a special action you can do. These actions range from flicking orange marbles at each other to steal treasures, rotating this cool Vul-Kar guy here, or rotating the trees around. When you're moving around the island, you move around these little spaces here. You come across like bridges that you have to get stuck on. You have to pick up these kind of location cards, which give you some points. You can even steal the heart of Vul-Kar itself, which worth loads of points at the end of the game. Basically, you are trying to get as many treasures as possible, get off the island before anybody else, and hopefully get off the island before it all blows up. Let's give it a go.
Let's go. Bye, Will.
Well, we managed to escape Fireball Island, defeating the curse of Vul-Kar itself, and the best thing about that victory was
Will lost.
Will got left behind. He's still on that island.
Well,
Still
again,
waiting for the volcano to go
but
and
the,
melt him.
the problem in that game is, once again, he picks on either one of us. And this game, he decided to pick on me the whole game.
First chance he got, flicked a marble at you.
Yeah. Didn't need to. I didn't even have any like little gems. He just did it because he knew he could.
Yeah. This guy.
He's just one of those guys.
Anyway, so Fireball Island, the Curse of Vul-Kar. What do you think, Jamie?
I really like this game to the point that I saw it on Kickstarter. I felt it was like really overhyped, and boy was I wrong. The component quality I really like. I have a negative. Straight off the bat, the components are that big that you are sort of stuck with a very sort of almost like modular. There's only one way that map can be placed out.
Yep.
I think if they were really thinking about it, they could have made them a little bit smaller so you can have different interlocking
different
styles.
layouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was annoying because I played it a couple of times now, and it feels, once you played that a few times, it's going to feel a bit samey.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite basic. I know it's aimed at younger kids to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of strategy.
7+.
7+. There is a lot of strategy and depth in that game.
Obviously, neither of us played the original game because this was a game back in the 90s, late 80s, I think, and neither of us played that. I think the whole modular thing that you're talking about, because this is essentially a game from the past that they've redone, it's basic. It is very basic at points, right? You can get very samey.
Yeah.
I think one of my negatives for this is the price of it is very high for what you get in there. It looks great. I mean, it looks great on the table you saw earlier. I mean, it looks lovely. It really pops. And for younger children who are playing this looks amazing.
But, and I'm going to agree with you on the price here. Like 60 quid, because we played it and I thought, oh, my youngest would really love that, and it was his birthday.
Yeah.
And I went to look, and I had a budget in mind, just about 30 quid for a board game for him, and it was around £60. And I just felt like for £60 I could buy Rhino Hero, I could buy a plethora of games, the shopping list game, for example.
Yeah, multiple
copies of shopping list. But you buy a plethora of games for the same amount that you're paying for that. And I almost feel like I'm not sure where the market was aimed at.
Yeah.
Because if it was aimed at us who've got the money to buy those games, then they should have made it much more modular and much more playability than a few games.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they should have aimed it at children and brought the price down a bit. But either way, it's a good game, it's a fun game. I just don't see long-term playability in it.
Yeah, and that's his thought. I think for adults that we class ourselves as, there's not much replayability in this. However, I'm really glad I got this for my 6-year-old. She loves this, and playing it with my children, their faces, they're all like really excited about it, they're flicking stuff at each other. It's great fun with kids, and I think for kids, this is a winner because it looks great, and everyone likes it. It looks nice.
But I'm gonna throw a question at you.
Throw it.
And
do it.
Do the kids prefer that, or playing Rhino Hero, or playing Magic Maze? Because those are fair £10 to £30 games. Is that double the fun? Has that got double the longevity in it?
Longevity in it, yes. So I would say yes. It depends on how my kids are really, because this comes out quite a lot. Magic Maze, not so much. Super Rhino Hero comes out the most because my 4-year-old can play that. My 4-year-old can kind of play with some help, but not so much. But yeah, I think once you get kids who are around 6+, this game would be a massive winner. And I personally got this one from eBay as a damaged copy, and it was really reduced in price, and the only damage was a slight tear in the box. So I would just say, if you do want this game, shop around, because you're going to find decent deals for this.
Put it on your shopping list.
Put it on your shopping list. Sorry, it's too soon for Will, isn't it?
Too soon.
But yeah, overall though, I think it's a really enjoyable game. The marble element, putting that reminds me of Ghost Castle that I had as a kid. Did you ever have that?
Yeah.
Ghost Castle, great. You put the little skull down, it knocked people over. It's great fun. So all that kind of dexterity elements, stuff like that, really good. Lovely components. Great fun, but high price.
High price, good game. I would like to own it, but I struggle with the price point. You've got a natural limit to how much
you get Western Legends for that from a good place, right?
You could get Western Legends. 60 quid now will buy you a really good game that's got a long Scythe.
Scythe for it.
Scythe.
You could get Lords of Hellas even. You could probably get that
Champions
price.
of Midgard. Betrayal on the House of
An
Hill.
Arcadia Quest maybe.
Arcadia Quest.
There's a few. So look at all the games there. Yes, but yes, there's a lot of games you could get at this price point. But I would say that if it was a special birthday, or if it was maybe Christmas, and you were trying to think of something which might pop out a bit more, and you had a bit of extra cash, it's a decent.
Do you know what? Here's the thing that goes for it. A really big runner for it, and I really like this game. So I'm surprising myself that I'm so negative about this game coming into it. I think it's because it's so hot. And the thing that I like about it is that you don't have to be a board gamer to enjoy this game. You can rock up at Christmas. It visually looks really attractive. It's an easy game rules-wise to explain.
Yep.
And you can just have a great time playing it, you know, with some drinks or without some drinks, with some children, without children. It's a fun game. There's not any thinking required, but there can be some strategy if you want.
Yeah, there is strategy because the little tokens you get off the island, you have to get matching pairs, and you hide which pairs you have from people. So it does kind of bit of strategy there.
There's a little bit of a gotcha element to it, but
it's not too bad.
It's not
you
too
never
bad.
feel hard done by unless Will's just flicking the same ball at you every bloody turn. I would just quickly say though, I think if you're approaching this, there's two ways you can approach this. You can approach this as someone who's going to buy a copy of the game and somebody who's playing a copy of the game. If you're playing a copy of the game, this is great. Would you buy it at that price? Probably not. It's a different way to approach it, right?
Yeah, I can't get over the price point. I just think for a kid's game aimed at children, it is too expensive, and to be competing in the same money bracket as some really big good games like Arcadia Quest, Mansions of Madness, Imperial Assault, it just hasn't got the playability. It's got some strategy in there, you know, but we were at the UK Games Expo and there were some really good dexterity games that were coming out back end of this year in early 2020. And they had a lot of depth.
Meeple Force, right?
Meeple Force, yeah.
Awesome game.
Brilliant game. But, no, for me, I would play it because I enjoy it.
It's a weird one because it's not quite a kid's game because it's aimed at people who used to have that game. So aimed at adults who kickstarted this. And then they've got all these copies of it and they're like, oh, well, it costs this much money to make, but it's a kid's game. Who are we going to sell it to? Parents. So it's tricky because I think for nostalgic value, a lot of people bought this from probably America. Yeah. Over here, I never heard of this game. I think I saw a video on it once, but yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? Here's the thing. Like, we're really... I don't mean to be really anti a game because I like the game. And I could sit here going on all night about all of its brilliant bits. But, for me, it missed the point totally in that if it's a children's game, it's totally priced in the wrong place. And if it's an adult's game, there should be a bit more.
It's not as deep enough, right? Yeah, it needs to be a bit more strategic.
That said, there are expansions to this game. I have not played the expansions. I don't think you played them. So maybe with the expansions that does make it, but then you're just adding more money.
More costs.
Onto a really expensive game already.
It's backers' remorse, right? You didn't back the Kickstarter and now you have to buy all the bits.
Then you're at $120 or £100 in UK money for a game that's essentially a kid's game, and you could.
And this, unlike other kids' games, you can spend 20 quid on it and go, "Here, kids, play with it." This one, oh, kids, be careful! It costs like a lot of money. Don't
leave the marbles.
No, Timmy, no.
So while essentially it's a fantastic game, visually it's probably one of the better looking games.
Visually arresting. Looks great.
Is it worth the money? No. And that's my view. You may feel differently, Adam, but...
I would not have paid full price for this.
No.
I got it because it was on a special offer. That's why I got it. So if you want to play this game and you're around my local area, feel free to message me. You can come on over. But otherwise you're going to have to pay some cash. Or find a lovely board game cafe like the Dice Box in Leamington, and you can maybe play there if they have it.
And do you know what? That is a really local board game cafes will have this game in, and it is probably the game you go to a cafe to play, but not to win.
Right, as always, when we kind of review something, when we rate something, we try to use a component from the game. There are marbles in here, there are various tokens, but we thought a dice is probably the easiest thing.
Because we are die rolling, as it says on your t-shirt, affectionately.
Yeah.
So for me, there is a 1, 2, and a 3. So this can be 1 for the lowest, 3 for the highest, and for me personally, we're going for a 2, right in the middle.
It's worth noting for those people at home who don't realise this dice only goes up to 3.
Yeah.
So it's not out of 6 and you have to do 1, 2, or 3. It only goes up to 3. I would actually, controversially, give this a 2 also. You probably can't see that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a fun game to play with the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe not one to spend full price on. But if you can get a copy of this, yeah, give it a go.
Go to your board game cafe.
Board game cafes.
The local one. Yeah, it's better.
So, we are
Die Rolling. Catch us on
Instagram,
YouTube,
Facebook,
and sometimes Twitter.
yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm on Twitter.
yeah.
You can Twitter me.
Make sure if you want to catch up on what we're doing on YouTube that you make sure you subscribe, and if you want those notifications, make sure you ring that bell. But most importantly, we hope you've had fun watching our channel, and tell your friends.